Chapter 97, Shared Location. Are you saying you're the one who saved me? Adrian's voice betrayed no emotion. Ava nearly stopped breathing. Too stimulating. Not good for her heart. Grace in the front seat clenched her fingers into fists. She actually hadn't wanted to say it now, but she seemed unable to accept her deeply loved boyfriend running to her sister time and again because of a stolen favor. At the intersection, a cat suddenly darted out, jumping into the middle of the road. The driver slammed on the brakes. Ava's body lurched forward from inertia. She really regretted pretending to be drunk. Her face was done for. She relied on her face to make a living. Just as she was about to crash into the driver's seat back, a large, cool hand pressed against her face, and she fell into an embrace emanating a faint, cool fragrance. When her face hit Adrian's hard chest, Ava saw stars from the pain. Conclusion: better to have hit the seat back. "I'm sorry, Mr. Pierce. There was a cat." The driver turned back anxiously to explain. Adrian didn't look up. "Go check on it." The driver immediately unbuckled his seatbelt. Grace's words were also cut short by the suddenly appearing cat. She lost the courage to continue. She didn't turn her head. She could pretend not to see that her boyfriend's first instinct in a crisis was to protect her sister. She could pretend not to see Adrian sheltering her sister in his arms. Her long nails dug into her palm. Grace's heart ached until she could barely breathe. She couldn't help but wonder, would she really be able to wait for the day Adrian turned to look at her? Could she wait for him to discover on his own that she was his savior? Should we call Ava's boyfriend to pick her up? After settling her emotions and suppressing the bitterness in her throat, Grace spoke gently. "Why?" Adrian asked back, seeming puzzled. "Aren't I taking you both home right now?" Why would we call her boyfriend? Adrian's question left Grace speechless. She wanted Ava to leave. She didn't want to watch her boyfriend care so much for her sister right in front of her. But she didn't dare say it, didn't dare show it in front of Adrian. When they got together, Adrian had said he didn't like unreasonable women. "Mr. Pierce, it's an injured cat. Looks like it has an owner." Such a beautiful long-haired cat. Though it looked a bit dirty, it didn't seem like an ordinary stray. The injured cat was placed at Ava's feet, its fur brushing against her calf. She really wanted to pet the cute little kitty. She'd thought about getting a cat before, but she'd gotten Seven first. Though Seven was a dog, his possessiveness was terrifying. When she took him out, she couldn't even pet other dogs. If she did, Seven would give her the cold shoulder. A one-sided cold war for an hour. Leaning in Adrian's embrace, Ava breathed a sigh of relief. She really should thank this cat. Otherwise, Grace would have already revealed the truth. She was still quite afraid of Adrian's revenge. Though she had a boyfriend now and the Hale family was powerful enough, Adrian was a madman. Who knew what he might do? When the car arrived at the Hart house, Adrian helped Ava out of the back seat. Grace wanted to help, but Ava was half held in Adrian's arms. She had no way to intervene. Ava leaned against Adrian like a boneless creature. The gesture sparked an emotion called jealousy in Grace. Her pride, her persistence. At this moment, they seemed like a joke. Why hadn't she exposed her sister back then? If she'd been brave enough to speak up, her sister wouldn't have had the chance to get close to Adrian. Now, over 10 years had passed. If she suddenly brought up old matters, Adrian might think she was deliberately trying to steal her sister's credit. "How did you drink so much?" Monica came over anxiously. Seeing her daughter completely out of it from drinking, she couldn't help but frown, especially seeing the hand on her daughter's shoulder. "Give Ava to me. I see Grace has also had some wine. You should take her upstairs." Monica helped Ava toward the living room, telling Mrs. Quinn to make hangover soup as they walked. Adrian and Grace stood in the foyer for a long time without moving. Finally, Adrian broke the silence. "I'm heading back." "Audrey?" Grace looked up, about to speak, but found Adrian had already walked away. She dropped her shoulders helplessly and walked into the living room to find her mother frowning as she placed her sister on the sofa. "So young, drinking outside all the time?" Ava pretended not to hear. She was too happy today. Her mother's few words didn't bother her at all. "Wesley, you came out to play, but you're sharing your location with your Ava, afraid someone will steal her?" Andy looked at the phone screen, laughing suggestively. "Sharing." Wesley put down his cue and took his phone back from Andy. Recently, Ava had performances and was busy with rehearsals. They hadn't seen each other in 2 days. When Wesley saw the location sharing interface on his phone, shock flashed imperceptibly in his eyes. dating with location sharing. Is this dating or surveillance? Morgan said slowly, unable to hide her instigation. Last time we played a game, I won and made her turn it on. Wesley locked his phone and casually put it in his pocket. He thought he had to see Ava tonight. With that thought, he set down his cue, dropped a "not playing anymore," and left. Andy looked at Morgan helplessly. "You should talk less, dear. If this keeps up, we won't be able to get Wesley out anymore." Morgan scoffed. "Don't you all think Wesley has changed a lot since dating? Before, when he came here to play pool, he'd chat with any coach. Since dating Ava, especially when Ava's around, he doesn't even dare talk to anyone. This clearly shows Ava's putting pressure on him." Nathan patted Morgan's shoulder, his expression somewhat meaningful. "Morgan, who doesn't keep some distance from the opposite sex when they're dating? Especially since Wesley's girlfriend is Ava. If I had such a beautiful, gentle, and understanding girlfriend, I wouldn't give other women a second glance either." Andy chimed in with a grin. "Me neither." Morgan was absolutely furious. That dead green tea Ava, in such a short time, she'd already won all her friends to her side. By the river, the night wind blew, carrying moisture as it hit them, blowing Ava's high ponytail. She hugged Wesley's arm, quietly enjoying the breeze. Across the river was a school, its walls wrapped in colorful LED lights, constantly changing. "Ava, is there anything you're curious about regarding me?" Ava's heart skipped a beat. Had she been discovered?